Well, listen to this story. Imagine walking into your local bank just to get some cash. You need some cash because, I don't know, maybe you want to, pay a babysitter, buy a car, or pay a landscaper. It's cash. You have every right to do it. It's a currency. You should be able to do this. You want to buy a car. It's your right. However, you want to get some cash out of your account. You go to the teller. You walk up to the teller, and the teller then looks at you and gives you some blank stares. I'd like to get some cash out of my account. I need a few $1,000s. And then the bank teller says, hold on a second. I'll be right back. Walks over to the bank manager, who then comes to you and says, I understand that you want to take some cash out of your account. May I ask what you plan to spend it on?
To which you say, your mama.
Your mama. Yeah, your mom. Yeah, your mama. Your mama has an OnlyFans page, and I want to. I don't know, whatever it is, but yeah, none of your friggin' business what I want to spend it on, right? Yeah. I mean, that's what I would say. My jaw would hit the floor if this happens. I'm sorry. Why is this any of your business? My money is in your bank. I'd like to take my money out of your bank. I want to spend it however I'm going to spend it. That's exactly what's happening at local banks in multiple Western countries, from Australia to the United States to Canada. Sorry, we don't have cash here. You can't take cash out because we simply don't have it. Here's just one example in Canada. This one's gone viral this week, but this is just one of many that we're seeing, where a banker refuses the customer's withdrawal who just wants some cash out of his own account. Watch this.
I can't, wait, I don't understand. What are you talking about?
So I will either give you a bank draft, or if you're going to get cash, I will need an invoice for the car purchase.
Why? No, I'd like to, the car's payments for in cash. I can't use a bank draft.
Are you buying from like a private?
Yeah, it's private.
person?
It's literally from my friend.
From your friend?
Yeah, but he wants it in cash.
Can he give you like anything that you purchase it from him?
How rude.
No, you don't need that. Bro, what is it? I'm only asking for 3. What is this? It's my money. I'm allowed to withdraw from my own bank account.
Yeah, so I can.
You said what's the maximum limit you can give a withdrawal to a customer? It's $3,000 on the day. You've already mentioned that multiple times.
Yeah, not today.
Why not today?
Today I would need a bank draft, or I would get an invoice.
But what you need proof of what it is? Why is that? And why is that? Why is that? Why do you need me to tell you what it is? What kind of proof is that? I bring in a note? Like what is that going to change? I don't understand.
So that would
You need to give me my money. I'm not taking a bank draft. I would like cash, please.
Yeah, I won't be able to give you cash today.
I won't be able to give you cash
sit here
today.
until you give me cash, so I'm not going to leave.
Can you imagine this?
Well, and you know what's messed up is this guy questioning stuff. He'll probably end up getting kicked out of the bank, maybe arrested by the police because he's causing the disturbance. You know?
Yeah.
Like they treat the customer like they're a disease.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm not
today.
leaving. No, sorry, you're not getting any cash today. Of course, the real reason she's asking that question is because she's trying to avoid at all costs having to admit the fact that they don't actually have cash in the bank anymore. It's gone. And of course, there's a multifaceted group of reasons as to why it's gone. Number one, they don't want bank runs on large number of people when they come into a bank who want cash, right? So they don't want bank runs. Like everyone's like, wait a second. I think I want to get my money out of this bank.
Right.
now.
Is this Greece? Come on.
Right. Well, remind our audience what happened in Greece.
Yes, Greece, the money was so deflated so quickly that you couldn't get any money out of an ATM more than once a day. Maximum amount was about, I don't know, $200 at the time. It's wild.
Yeah, and ridiculous.
This is in modern times, like within the last 5 years.
Right.
That this happened.
And of course, so they don't want these bank runs. They don't want a bunch of people rolling up to the ATMs trying to get money out of these banks. One way, of course, to eliminate bank runs is to eliminate cash. Totally. Which is what you're seeing. This week, the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, put out an ominous warning that cyber attacks could destroy the banking industry and cause bank runs, meaning people run to the bank to try to take out their cash all at the same time, but the banks don't have your money in the first place, so they can't give you any money anyway. This isn't a conspiracy theory. What you're looking at here is the International Monetary Fund issuing this warning. The organization's latest global financial stability report warns that the size of extreme losses from cyber incidents has more than quadrupled since 2017 to a value of $2.5 billion. The report also claims the financial sector is uniquely exposed to cyber attacks. Well, it's a good thing we don't have any cyber attacks. Oh, wait a second. Widespread reports over the past 24 hours of entire 911 phone networks going down. Cyber attack on the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which brought down a bridge thanks to a barge hitting it. But yeah, we don't have any cyber attacks to worry about. So a large,
which is currently being investigated by the FBI. You should say that so no one says like, "Where'd you get that, Clayton? That's a conspiracy."
yes, the FBI is currently investigating the Francis Scott Key Bridge 20 days after it struck the bridge and brought it down. Anyway,
I have a question really quick. So are they still, when they add to the monetary, like the money supply, are they still required to print what they're putting out, or are they just adding it in a computer? Because what I'm wondering is if there's actually a shortage on notes.
No.
You know?
It's a fraction of the actual money that's technically in supply, in circulation. The ones in, the digital version of the dollar, there's only a fraction of that actually available in cash and coins that exists in the United States. The rest of it is digital.
Before the pandemic, when they changed the laws for deposits, it was 4%. So now, best guess is 1% of money that exists in our economy actually exists in paper form.
Can you imagine? So now the IMF, according to their bank runs note in this report, says the risk of bank runs. The IMF claims incidents in the financial sector could threaten economic stability if they erode the confidence of the financial system or disrupt critical services. For example, the organization warns that cyber attacks could cause bank runs, where large numbers of customers withdraw money from the bank and strain its finances. The IMF warns. The IMF says their solution is an all-digital framework. Da-da-da, of course. Scare you, make you fear terrorism and cyber attacks, and move you to an all-digital framework with no cash whatsoever. Here's their report. Digitization means the more financial transactions and services are conducted online, it creates more entry points and vulnerabilities for hackers to exploit. Weak corporate governance of cybersecurity means that some financial firms may not invest enough in cybersecurity and may not have adequate policies or procedures to prevent, detect, or respond to cyber attacks. So this move towards digital infrastructure means that we also need to have the cybersecurity back-end infrastructure. That's why you're seeing the rise of CISA in the United States, the cyber insecurity division within the United States government now, which is with this new FISA law and everything else is the infiltration of American businesses so that the government has their hands in all of this.
Not just that, but on what you can say. CISA has said that they want to make it clear that they can downrank American citizens who cause panic in the banking industry. They have said that. We've showed you that.
I forgot about that. You're right. Go ahead, David.
Well, and also this is like, so there was a legislation that was put in place by big corporations for a certain sprinkler system in hotels. So it put a bunch of small mom and pops out of business. And this is the same thing. It's like these small companies aren't going to be able to afford this high-tech cybersecurity stuff that they're putting out there. So it's another way to squash small businesses.
Or small banks.
Well.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But what they think they can do is exactly this video we just showed you, is stop this kind of thing, plus conversations around it, because they know that bank runs are not going to spread in the mall or the town center. They're going to spread on Twitter, and then you will go to your local bank. So they think they can control it by taking control of the internet and free speech.
And we knew this was going to happen. They already told us to prepare for this all digital future. We've been reporting it here on the show. In 2019, the CEO of Bank of America, not a small bank, said that it costs them billions of dollars to have to deal with cash. They hate cash. They told us as way back in late 2019. They don't want cash. They want an all digital future. Here's the CEO of Bank of America.
We are the largest sort of card coming out of wallets, Google Pay, Apple Pay, Samsung Pay. That total was $4 billion last year. So 10 factor already on Zelle, and Zelle's growing at a faster rate. So it's growing at 100% a year, basically, Zelle transactions are. So you're atomizing money, you're making it more available, just like the ATM did when you could go in and get 20s instead of 100s because you didn't want to stand in line just to get 20s, and suddenly 20s became the norm going out of the machine, and $40 was a lot, and you could go back. This has all changed the way money works, but there's both attacks on both sides, and driving down the cost is a preeminent thing. And we've been driving that cost down hard. Because we want a cashless society. It costs us $5 billion for checks and cash to move around our company.
You want a cashless society.
We are driving towards a faster, but we have more to gain than anybody in a sense from a pure operating cost. And so we're driving it, and the cost will come down, and everything's happening, and the costs are already very low. It's very efficient, very little fraud when you actually look at the volumes going through.
So we hate cash. We want a cashless society. Bank of America CEO. If you want to understand, of course, how all of this is playing out, the European Union has already done this, already made it illegal for you to use more than $1,000 in cash to pay for anything, or you'll be fined. You could go to prison for it. Here was Christine Lagarde being punked on a phone call. She didn't know that this person wasn't a legitimate caller, but got her on camera to admit what is happening now with this new cash in Europe scheme.
There are many protests in Europe against the electronic euro. What is the reason?
You know, it's the beauty of Europe. It has different positions. If you ask in Northern Europe, for instance, in the Netherlands, they're quite happy to see the e-euro coming. If you ask a young German man, he'll say, yeah, fine. As I said, I don't want Meta, Google, or Amazon to suddenly come up with a currency that would take over the sovereignty of Europe. I don't want a foreign currency to become the currency of trading within Europe. So we have to be ready.
No, the problem is they don't want to be controlled. They don't want to.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what? Now we have in Europe this threshold above 1,000 euros. You cannot pay cash. If you do, you are on the gray market. You take your risk. You get caught, you are fined, or you go in jail. But you know, the digital euro is going to have a limited amount of control. There will be control. You're right. You're completely right. We are considering whether for very small amounts, you know, anything that is around 300, 400 euros, we could have a mechanism where there is zero control. But that could be dangerous. The terrorist attacks on France back 10 years ago were entirely financed by those very small anonymous credit cards that you can recharge in total anonymity.
So anything over 1,000, you're in deep trouble. You're on the gray market.
Well,
you're a terrorist.
But we're hoping for 350.
And think about
Yeah.
And think about what the CEO of Bank of America is really saying there. He's saying how much money it costs to move money and all that. He's talking about people. He's talking about employees. So you're talking in a cashless society, no bankers. You're probably like the loans and everything will all be like, okay, you just apply to a computer. It'll 100% all be run by computers, no people. And so then they can hide whatever they want because there goes the potential whistleblowers letting us know things that are happening in banks.
Yeah, and AI. So who are you going to complain to?
Unless we get AI whistleblowers. Unless AI becomes so principled that it tells on itself. That'd be amazing. I've just come up with a new
because that's the
novel.
direction it's going.
I love that.
Well, I like the angle that they're using. That it's like they're pushing it. This is like the digital currency is a cybersecurity thing, when it's literally impossible for anybody to hack the $20 in my wallet. You can't do it. If I don't give it to you, you can't have it. But if it's all digital, they can just wipe it away whenever they feel like it, and it's just gone.
And that's why this is all part of the World Economic Forum's plan. Klaus Schwab and their move to digital and digital IDs and digital infrastructure. I've co-authored a new report. I want you to all check it out, by the way. And we dive deeply into the digital IDs. There's certain things we can't talk about here on YouTube because we talked about his family's dark history here in this report. I would encourage all of you to go check it out if you want to know what exactly is happening with the future of digital IDs, what the World Economic Forum wants for our money supply, and this World Economic Forum global influence. Go to redacted.inc/Klaus. We put this free report together that I've co-authored, and it's really eye-opening once you go into his family's dark history, and of course what they want to do with us digitally to move us all towards a digital wallet so they can track everything that we're doing. Again, redacted.inc/Klaus. Go grab that free report. We worked hard on it. So this is what's happening, and I'm just stunned by this IMF report, like this, right in line with all of these other cyber attacks that we're seeing right now. It's interesting timing that comes out a few days ago when all of this other stuff is happening right now before an election.
Yeah.
I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. You know, YouTube thinks that you'll actually like this next video right here. It's personalized based on your own viewing habits. So if you watch the video, please leave a comment. Let us know what you think about it. And we will see you next time, everyone.